Alright, and welcome back to Shitty Gaming. So today we're going to be talking about the last of the systems we're doing here as part of our little retrospective on some of these lesser popular systems. And that is the mighty Jaguar CD. So if you watch the Jaguar video, you know that the Jaguar was like the one that I had while it was currently on sale, and I being excited for all the games. So when this was announced, this was a big deal, at least for me, because I liked the Sega CD, and it. Some games were good, some games were full motion video, which was like a whole new genre at the time, which was pretty cool, and then some were like the game to the nth degree, like better sound and ability to put in more cutscenes or animation or whatever. So the potential for that for the Jaguar, which was really exciting, because at the time it was like a modern console, So I remember going out to Babbage's, pretty sure it was Babbage's, and buying my Jag CD and getting it home, and it coming with its Mist demo and Blue Lightning and Vid Grid. Now I thought Vid Grid was actually really impressive CD technology, because it was like you playing a music video in a grid pattern, and then you had to put the video together. And before, it's like one of the sliding box puzzles, but you had to have the video put together correctly before the music video ended. I thought it was a great idea. And then the visual light studio thing that the Jag CD had was really cool. But yeah, and then the games that came out for it were just really cool, because they did some sequels and they did some original stuff, and it was all like what you expected. It was Hover Strike, but with better sound and graphics, or Iron Soldier, but with better sound and graphics, or Battle Morph, just upscaled Cyber Morph. And then of course there were like original games, and of course it seemed like any CD game based system that ever existed had to have Dragon's Lair and Space Ace on it. So of course you had those. Some new games, but it was really a really heightening of the Jaguar's capabilities, which came way too late and in the console's lifespan to even make a dent, and expansions like that are really hard to sell anyway, because if you can talk people into it, you never have the install base. Like I'm sure the Genesis sold like 50 million consoles, but only like 10 million people had a Sega CD or something like that. It's just like there's just not the install base for add-ons. But yeah, the Jaguar CD is cool, and it's ended up becoming kind of like the continuing lifeline of the Jaguar, because there were two Jaguar CD games released in 2015. I believe there were two. So that CD format now is it's saving grace, because there are new games coming out, and the Jaguar CD has a reputation for being finicky and a little fragile, which it may very well be, although it's kind of a common thing that you can kind of misalign the drive, but it's easy to kind of pop back into place. So you got to be careful with that, but it kind of makes you wonder, how many Jag CDs were lost because something minor like that happened and people just didn't know how to fix it. But kind of a shame, but it's still an amazing add-on. I love it. I'm glad I have it. And yes, it does make the Jaguar look like a little bit of a toilet when it's attached, but you know what? I think it's kind of a neat charm. It's the only one I can think of that ever had an add-on like that where the add-on didn't plug in underneath it, so it's kind of unusual in that situation, or in that regard. I will tell you a kind of funny, kind of sad story now, though. I remember probably really late 90s or maybe early 2000s. I can't remember which. I went to visit my aunt and uncle, and they lived down south, like southern Missouri. And so I drove down there. And of course, I was living by myself and stuff, so I didn't have a huge amount of money. But it was well after the Jaguar died. It was no longer in stores. It was out. And I went down, and just kind of on a whim, I stopped at a Walmart. And so I'm looking around, and it's like, okay, well, they have a few things. I was mostly just stretching my legs. But I looked in their video game section. And in the glass case, they had, and these were on discount, they had 4 boxed, sealed Jaguar CD consoles. Yeah, I know. And I think they wanted, I want to say they were like $70 a piece, something like that. And I want to say this might even have been as late as 2000. But yeah, $70 a piece, so it would have been like a couple $100 for all 4. And I just did not have any extra cash. None at all. I mean, looking back on it, I should have scooped them things up and just put them in a closet and sat on it and, and then had replacement parts or just sold them off and made a bunch of money. But I just didn't have the means at the time. But I thought that was kind of an interesting story because it's kind of like, there's one of those epic game finds, and, I just didn't have the means to cash in on it at the time. But anyway, that's some of my thoughts and feelings on the Jag CD. So let's get our 3 games broken out and we'll take a look. Alright guys, so we're going to take a look here at a Jaguar CD game. This was a pack-in with the Jaguar CD. It's Vid Grid. I have to say, this I always thought was a fun game. Basically, what it is kind of one of those missing tile games where you have to slide things around to open the game up. Pretty basic puzzle game, but the cool thing about it is that it uses actual music videos in the background, and so the tiles you're moving are the music video. So the video is in play while you're playing the game. Now, I'm not even going to remotely turn up the volume on this because I know there'll be copyright strikes or whatever, so I'm just going to have the video play as part of the game in the background here. But I just thought I would show it off to you just kind of so you can see what it's like. So I'm going to pick this Aerosmith one here and just kind of show it to you because I think it kind of shows off the power of the Jaguar here, because you've got a video playing basically in different spots here, and so you're going through here trying to put it together while it's playing. And I think it always, to me, showed off the power of the Jaguar here, because you're like, okay, all these different views are playing in different areas, and of course sometimes you just gotta wait for the video to get to a spot where you can tell what on earth is going on to try and do the next part. So to me, I always thought it was pretty decent systems here. Now you can see I'm getting pretty close to getting it together, theoretically. And then of course, you've only got the length of the video to figure it out. So once the song's over, the level's over. And so some songs are 3-4 minutes long, and some are a little longer, so you have a little more time. But as you can see here, it looks like I've got the entire left side. There we go. Okay, so I beat the video. So now I have the option. I can go ahead and finish out the video and listen to the song, or I can move on to the next song and level. And it's basically, that's it. You're just trying to put these music videos together in time to get out of it. I think it was a really great way to demo the power of the CD add-on and everything like that. So personally, to me, it's a really good game. Sure, it's a pack-in, so it's not quite as, flashbang as some of the other games and stuff, but I think it's a solid puzzle game and a good show-off of the add-on here. So there you go. I just want to take a look at Vid Grid, so we're going to move on to our next game. So, hey guys, so the next one we're going to look at here is Hover Strike, Unconquered Lands. This is kind of a sequel upgrade to the Hover Strike that's on cartridge for the Jaguar. It's a really nice game. It's like a hover tank kind of shooter kind of strategy game. I think it's really good. This kind of shows that the CD add-on can really kind of amp the quality of the game, because you're getting better sound, better graphics, bigger levels because they can load all that in here. So it's a good game. I would definitely recommend it. Now I know this one is a little different because it's a um, kind of an upgrade to, you know, the first game in the series, and it does take a little while to get used to, but it's definitely a good game. This is a amphibious assault. So it's kind of throwing me off here because I'm like floating in the water, so kind of, you know, you get that bobbing and stuff around. Let's see, where's that bad guy? There it is. So, you know, it does take a while to get your bearing, but it is a more in-depth game and not just a puzzle game. So I just kind of wanted to show that off for you. One of my top 10 picks for the system. Well, for the CD add-on anyway, the games I have. I would definitely recommend picking it up if you have the chance. There we go. Alright, what's attacking me here? I know the video game nerd kind of made fun of it where, you know, they just kind of turned it on and just really kind of annoyed me as a Jaguar fan because what they did is they basically just turned on the game and just like kept pushing left and going, oh, I don't know, the controls are so hard, I don't know what I'm doing. And it's just really annoying, you know, because if you like the game and you actually give it a chance and just try it, you'd be amazed at, you know, some of the quality stuff the Jaguar has on here. And of course, they just go into one level and then just kind of make fun of it and stuff. So, but anyway, I guess I should quit ranting on the nerd and him playing this game. And you know, actually, I don't even think it was the nerd episode. I think it was just like a Mike and James play day. Um, but anyway, you know, it kind of shows off some of the added capabilities the CD would have added to the Jaguar here, because I think the graphics are a lot better for than some of your standard games. You know, and you got to remember for the time, you know, this was pretty decent. So anyway, I'll move on to our last game to take a look at here. All right, so the last game we're going to look at here is an old classic Laserdisc arcade game, Dragon Slayer, which I have to admit, I've never been a huge fan of. It's just, I don't know, it just never grabbed me. But I know it's widely considered a classic, and obviously it is for the animation and for them being able to do what they did at the time. And it's one of those that seems to come with every CD-based console back in the day. So I thought I'd go ahead and take a look at it here for you, just to show off some of the animation and whatnot for the Jag. So we'll go ahead and start it up here, and I am horrible at Dragon's Lair, so I don't even know if I'll make it into the castle or not, but we'll see. Oh, yep, and I'm dead. I missed the flash. So basically, it's a quick time event game, and whenever the screen flashes, you're supposed to push your sword button, or jump to the left or right, depending on what's on the screen or whatnot here. So we'll try again, see if I can actually get into the castle. Nope. Like I said, I am not very good at Dragon's Lair, which is probably part of the reason why I don't really care for it, I guess. Personal preference, I mean, it's a very good game. It's just hard, or I find it hard. Let's try one more time. So let's see. The screen flashes at me. I'm going to try and go up. Nope. Oh, too late. Man, it's rough. See, I told you I don't even know if I'm going to get in the castle. Try one more time here. Let's see. Nope. It's just not going to happen today. Oh, man. See, I got a friend, the aforementioned Craig, who loves Dragon's Lair and I think has a copy on everything, including, I think, an actual Laserdisc copy of the game. And I've got a copy or two, but I just never was very good at it. I got Space Ace too, and it's the same thing with Space Ace. Um, but anyway, I just thought I'd take a look just to kind of show you some of the different games on here. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.